Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to GIO Stadium. The stage is set. Day number 3, Wednesday evening. It's finals footy here in pre-season SRL 9s. Semi-final number 1. It's the Broncos taking on the Panthers. And we are looking for an absolute thriller. As we get things underway, it's Pete Barretto taking on James Thorne, the Broncos taking on the Panthers. Two sides who have come through different paths to find themselves in the semi-finals. The Broncos going through unbeaten in Pool A. The Panthers scraping through with an upset win over the Eels. And we are set to get semi-final number 1 underway. It's James Thorne with the tee, the ball on the tee. The Panthers with the kickoff, and he sends it down, and the referee's underway. And the Broncos will get first possession of the ball, and straight away it's Jackson Ellison who spots a gap and takes it and makes his way out beyond the Broncos 30. Pete Barretto up through the middle as well, and the big second rower has gone straight through. It's up to Butterfield to cross him, but he's up to the Panthers 10, and the Broncos with some early opportunities here as Justin plays, hands it off to Ford. But the Broncos all of a sudden just straight up into the Panthers red zone, and Atchison goes straight through the tackle of Mason Remy and goes over the try line to score. So what an opening minute from the Brisbane Broncos out of the gates. And the new recruit from the Storm, Samuel Atchison, goes over for the first try. Levi Raymond adds the extra 2, no mistakes from the boot. And after only a minute and a half of play, the Broncos have an early 6-0 lead. Long way to go in this one as the Panthers get their hands on the ball for the first time. And as we saw from round robin play, both sides have attacking flair all across the park as Johan Parker, one of those players, plays the ball, and Sean Bradford takes it up for the second tackle. But Johan Parker for the Panthers, Tyler Amatangi, Brodie Kennedy, 3 players in particular who have played extremely well in these opening couple of days as the Panthers have thrown the ball away on the halfway line, and the Broncos are going to get another opportunity down the Panthers' end of the field. So not the start the Panthers would have been hoping for. It's Ellison to play the ball. They come near side to Cooper Gronk. Shrugs off one tackle. Gets the offload as well to Sanderson in support. Sanderson's up to the 10. So tackle 3 for the Broncos. Pete Barretto plays dummy half. They sling it out wide, centre field. It's Ellison with the ball, wrapped up in a good 2-man tackle. He'll play the ball on the final as Plays puts a kick in, collected by the skipper, and forced back into the end goal. So all the pressure on the Panthers at the moment as the Broncos have just come out of the gates. Ellison gets it from the restart and he sets it up centre field, 30 metres out here for the Broncos. Jordan Ford, a good burst up through the middle, gets the offload to Justin Plays. Again, they're inside the Panthers 10. Early on, here's Raymond, slings it out wide to Sanderson. Taken down in a good all-in-all tackle. It's Juan Parker. Again, it's Barretto, dummy half, gives it to Plays, off to Jackson Ellison, and Ellison's gone over, and the Broncos go in for their second try. So what a statement they are making. And the Panthers, well, they're shell-shocked. as Raymond comes in, adds the extra 2, 12 points to 0. So we'll quickly run through these two sides. Haven't had the chance to do it yet, but as Butterfield will bring it back for the Panthers. He gets away from a couple of tackles. That's a good run by Joshua Butterfield. Up over the halfway line on the first tackle. It's Butterfield at fullback. Almatangi and Yuan Parker on the wings for the Panthers. In the halves, Brody Kennedy and James Thorne. And up front, Sean Bradford, Mark Lee, Lachlan Martin and Mason Remy.
Hands off.
Over for the Broncos, Pete Barretto, the skipper at fullback. Connor Sanderson, Cooper Gronk on the outsides. It's Levi Raymond and Justin Plays in the middle. And up in the engine room, Jackson Ellison, Samuel Etchison, Jordan Ford and David Hastings. As Thorne puts up a kick at the end of the set that's taken down well by the Broncos winger. And Gronk plays the ball. Goes to Ellison. Another touch here for the second rower. Near side to Ford. Met in a good two-man tackle by the Panthers. So it's Mark Lee. Already racked up half a dozen tackles in the opening 5 minutes.
Get back, look at me. He's held there.
There's the final tackle for the Broncos. They'll look to punch this downfield. In fact, Justin Plays has kicked it into his own player. And they've given away a penalty, so Thorne will find the touchline. Round about 15 metres out for the Panthers, and it's their first opportunity to put points on the board.
That's one. Move. Held.
So Lachlan Martins who play the ball, they come right side. Through the hands to Butterfield, to Yuan Parker. Standing deep in the attacking line, makes it inside the Broncos 10. Lee goes left to Bradford, to Lachlan Martin, met by Veretto and twisted around up onto his back. So Martin unable to get the ball down. Good defence by the Broncos skipper as the play gets restarted and Lee goes straight ahead to Sean Bradford. A metre out here for the Panthers. Options left and right. Lee looks to go right, goes to Thorne. The skipper powering his way over. But again, the Broncos defence standing strong. And that was the final tackle.
One. Release.
So it's a good defensive effort from the Panthers. The last time the Broncos had the ball, and they'll be looking for some more of the same as they come near side, and again it's Jackson Ellison who busts his way up through the middle, gets on the outside of, I think it was Tyler Almatangi. Up on the halfway line to David Hastings. The Englishman takes it forward, tries to get the offload away, but he's handed it back to the Panthers. And that's an unforced error by the big prop forward. Near side, it's Yuan Parker. Jinking his way around the tackle of Sanderson. Just outside the Panthers 30 as they come short side through Kennedy. Flirting with the touchline, offering a couple of dummies and busting out of a few tackles. It's Brody Kennedy. A couple of metres out here, the Panthers. Tackle 3 as they go to Remy. A good flat pass to Mason Remy. Wrestling with the Broncos defence. And again, they've held him up. So 3 possible tries denied by Broncos defence. Thorne is going to be forced to go high again. It's a good kick by Thorne, picked up by Bradford. He's got Veretto with him, but again it's the skipper holding out this Panthers attack. And they retain their 12 points to 0 lead.
He's held there. Move it.
So a great start here by the Broncos. They come near side to Sanderson.
He's held there.
He's had a quiet competition so far, Connor Sanderson. Plays, decides to kick early, but Butterfield's up to it. Finds himself back on the mark and makes his way up just short of the Broncos 40. Here's Parker, plays dummy half. Bradford centre field, sets it up nicely, looking for a quick play the ball. Lee goes left to Kennedy, slings it out wide to Almatangi. Uses that left foot nicely. Met hard and a good tackle by Veretto, but not before he gets inside the Broncos 10. So the Panthers again with another opportunity as Parker goes to Remy. Surely this time, Mason Remy, no, held up once again. So this is quite phenomenal by the Broncos. As the Panthers have tried to get away on the final tackle, unable to connect with the foot. And the Broncos come away with it again.
Get off him.
As we approach half time, and what a first half it's been in semi-final number 1. It's been all the Panthers, you'd have to say, in the last 7 or so minutes. But this defensive effort from the Broncos as the siren sounds is the telling factor. It's the Broncos into the sheds. 12 points to 0 at half time. So much said under the goalposts from James Thorne and Lachlan Martin, 2 players very vocal. As Raymond will get the second half underway. 9 minutes remaining in semi-final number 1. It's the Broncos with a 12 points to 0 lead. The Panthers have had their opportunities, but haven't been able to convert as Martin
He's held there. 2 hands
brings it
away.
up well on this left edge. They go back centre field. They find Butterfield, and the fullback
Held. 3
pushes off one
hands
tackle
away.
and finds Veretto just over the halfway line. Lee goes flat to Thorne. Thorne spots a gap. Got numbers on the outside. Martin back inside to Bradford. And good passing by the Panthers.
Look at me.
So final tackle just outside the 20. Thorne's going to put it high. It's a good kick by Thorne. Coming down for Gronk. And he takes it well, the rookie.
1 release.
So not desperation times yet for the Panthers. But you'd have to say they will need to score in the next couple of minutes if they're going to have any chance in making their way into the grand final.
3 back with me. He's held there. Off him now.
It's Justin Plays who sets it up centre field, and Sanderson decides to kick early, looking for the touchline, and he's found it. Around about 15 metres out from the Panthers line. Good opportunity for these big forwards to have a bit of a breather. Sanderson, I think, was looking for the 40-20, but just outside the 40 when he connected. So Lee gets the game back underway, and they go flat to Almatangi, who again finds himself in a little bit of space. Veretto covers well,
Now.
and Almatangi gets up a little bit slowly after that tackle by Pete Veretto. And the ball just goes flying there. Referees said tackle recount, came off a Broncos player, so
Hands away.
tackle 0 for the Panthers.
Held. 1
Kennedy play the ball just inside the Broncos side of halfway. Remy on a good burst.
2 He's held
Taken
there.
down by Allison. Gets a good quick play the ball, and again Lee goes flat this time to
3
Thorne.
back with me.
So inside the Broncos 20 for the Panthers. Tackle 3, still a couple of tackles remaining as Juan Parker finds Martin on his left shoulder.
That's tackle 4. Hands off.
So final tackle here, they'll be looking for Thorne, who will put it up high. Good chases by the Panthers as well. And it comes down for Butterfield, but he's been forced back into the field of play. So again, the telling difference is this Broncos defence.
He's held there. Right. Here's tackle 1.
4 or 5 opportunities the Panthers have had, but unable to ground the ball.
2 held.
David Hastings takes it forward.
He's held.
So the
3.
Englishman gets a good quick play the ball. They're going to kick early here again, the Broncos. It's Raymond this time. Finds a lot of space in behind the Panthers line. Ball trickles over into the in goal, and it's Joshua Butterfield forced to bring it back, and it's a great chase by the Broncos, led by Justin Plays, and the Panthers trapped 90 metres out with a little under 6 minutes remaining.
He's held there. Clear him.
Parker to play the ball. They go right to Kennedy. Gives it to Remy. Good solid run by the big prop forward. Near side to Bradford in a hole. Gets the offload as well, does Bradford. Finds Mark Lee, but he's unable to get it away from Jackson Ellison, who just bear hugs him, throws him to the ground. And the Panthers forced to kick early. They kick down to the corner of Sanderson, and he brings it back.
He's held there.
Not the best of speed by Sanderson. I'm wondering whether he could be injured or possibly just fatigued from a long week of footy as the Broncos spread it wide. They find Ellison a bit of space. No one in front of him. The cover is coming, and it's,
That's your second.
I think it's Butterfield or Brody Kennedy who's taken him down. The Broncos up to the Panthers 30. Good run by George Ford.
He's held there.
Jordan Ford, sorry. Left side to Sanderson. Good tackle by Johan Parker.
Held.
Not allowing Sanderson any sort of momentum, and Sanderson does get up slowly. I am concerned whether he is slightly injured or something. It's a good chase here by the Broncos. Tap back for Veretto, but Veretto unable to get through, and it's a handover to the Panthers. Time continuing to tick down, under 4 minutes remaining. The half-time score remains. It's 12 points to nil after 2 tries to the Broncos in that opening few minutes. The Panthers just looking for any sort of territorial advantage just so they can try and put some points on the board. It's Lee who goes right to Kennedy, who finds Butterfield. He gets the hands free, but it's gone forward. And they've given it away, and it's the Broncos through Pete Veretto, looking to wrap it up. This time it's Sanderson.
He's held there. 2 hands away.
Stepping off the left foot, looking like he could have recovered from that possible injury earlier on. So tackle through here for the Broncos, 10 metres out from the left-hand upright. They go to Raymond, who decides to go himself and set it up centre field. On the 10 for the Broncos, final tackle to wrap it up. Plays, tries to put the kick in, but he's knocked it on in collision. So 90 metres to travel for the Panthers. Who do they go to?
1, release.
The standout so far this week, Amatangi,
Held. 2.
Butterfield, Kennedy, Thorne. Who do they go to? They've got to find someone to put some points on the board. As Butterfield shrugs off one, tries to get away from the tackle of Raymond.
He's held there.
Just short of the 20. As Lee again goes short. This time he finds Martin. Gets the hands free. Sends it out to Amatangi, but he's met in a good tackle by the Broncos winger.
Get up.
Cooper Gronk lies on him for a little bit longer. Referee gives a warning to the Broncos players as Kennedy puts the ball into the end goal, but it's too heavy and it trickles over the back.
He's held there.
And that could be the last roll of the dice for the Panthers.
Held. 2 on the keep going.
The Broncos trying to make their way out of their own half, just secure the ball. No mistakes with under 2 minutes remaining.
Held. 4. Get back. Look at me.
It's Jordan Ford to play the ball on the final. They go back to Justin Plays. Just puts a safe kick down the middle. Taken well by Amatangi, but Jackson Ellison. Remarkable chase by the front rower.
He's held there. Held.
Off-season has gone well for the Broncos. Fitness levels are high, and they are surviving through these last couple of days just fine. Amatangi plays the ball. They go to Martin.
He's held there. 4.
No support players around. Had the hand free, but couldn't find anyone. So final tackle, and Kennedy's just forced to punch it into the corner. Sanderson, who's waiting for it, shrugs off one, can't get away from Butterfield. But it's going to be the Broncos who'll head into the final of the inaugural SRL 9s. And they will play the winner of either the Warriors or the Eels. A game that's coming up next here on SRL TV. A great defensive effort in the first half from the Broncos, as Raymond from behind his own 40 won't find the touchline. It's Almatangi who will bring it back.
Release.
But after the heartbreak of season 1 last year, the Broncos will find themselves in the final. And we will wait to see who they will play in a little over 20 minutes' time. It's the Broncos who take out the Panthers in semi-final number 1. 12 points to 0. Welcome back. It's semi-final number 2. The Warriors, runners-up Pool A, taking on the Parramatta Eels, winners of Pool B. Chance Bunce making his way onto the field with his crew behind him. Damien Moana, David Barner, as Thomas Wallace and the Eels follow suit. Rematch of the SRL Premiership Season 1. The Warriors looking for redemption. The Eels looking to hit back after their surprise loss to the Panthers in final round robin play. We hope you are ready for this one. We are in for an absolute treat. There's two teams full of talent, set to get things underway. One of these two teams set to meet the Broncos in the final. It's Jaden White with the ball on the tee. Referee blows the whistle and we're underway in semi-final number 1. And it's Joshua Suliruka to bring it back for the first hit up for the Warriors. So the Warriors going through pool play, losing to the Broncos in round 1, but then coming back 2 wins against the Manly Seagulls and the Canberra Raiders. Meanwhile, the Eels getting their first 2 wins against the Cowboys and the Rabbitohs, but then going down to the Panthers in their final round robin play. Saw their possible finals contention on the line with the Rabbitohs, hoping to spoil Pool B's hopes in that final game, but it was the Cowboys who caused the big upset. So we have the Parramatta Eels and the Warriors in semi-final number 2. It's Dan Mitchell and the Eels with early field possession as the offload goes to Shelford, and he's knocked it on Damien Shelford. Referee says play on, in fact.
Zero tackle.
I thought that was a knock on. Damien Shelford trying to get the offload, must have come off a Warriors player. So the Eels with a really good opportunity in the opening couple of minutes. It's Tim James to play the ball only a couple of metres out. Wallace at dummy half, out to Barnes.
That's his second.
Then a good tackle by Barner. They go right. They find Mitchell. Mitchell's going to be hard, but he's rolled onto his back and held up by some good Warriors defence. So they'll restart the game here on the 10. The Eels, they spring it wide. Straight away they find Simons. He gives the offload to White, and Jaden White goes in for the opening try of the game for the Eels. Bit of confusion on that far touchline. I think it was JMs who came in, took out a player without the ball, and Jaden White just snuck in through the gap. To Tyler Maxwell, couldn't stop him. And he'll look to add the extra 2. He can't do. Can't convert his own try. The score remains 4 points to 0 in the opening 2.5 minutes. So back underway off the boot of Jaden White. As he will be looking to lock in his position in the halves for the Eels come SRL regular season. Possibly partnering up with Charlie Butler. Probably the obvious choice for the Eels this season. But the Warriors on the halfway line, their first real opportunity with the ball. They go to Moana. Wrapped up well and a good tackle by Tim James. It's Corcoran at dummy half. They send it back to Maxwell. Maxwell puts in a good kick, but it's taken down by Mitchell. We've talked a lot this week about Dan Mitchell and kick returns. And if ever there was an expert in returning the ball from a kick, it's Dan Mitchell on the wing for the Eels. So back centre field, it's William Jones to play the ball. Wallace at dummy half. They go to White. In the thick of things at the moment, Jaden White up onto the halfway line, taken down by David Barner. They go to Mitchell, kicking on the 4th, straight down the throat of Ems, and he will bring it back well and decides to make his way infield after initially looking down the sideline, but thinking better of it. Barner up through the middle. Good charge by the second rower. If ever you want someone with finals footy experience, it's David Barner in your squad. Joshua Suliruka, also a very experienced campaigner. And the Warriors will be looking for their experienced players in this game as Suliruka plays the ball. Corcoran at dummy half. It's Maxwell puts ball to boot, and they find Simons underneath it. Simons gets away from the first tackle, hitting a big tackle by Damien Moana, and Moana's been adjudged to hit him a little bit too high and has given away a penalty. So not the result the Warriors would have been after, giving away field possession to the Eels. Now already behind by 4 points. So it's Settendag to play the ball. Wallace finds White on his outside, decides to go himself into contact. Good quick play the ball. They come left side to Mitchell. Long ball out to Eli Barnes, and he's going to stroll in for the easiest of tries. Jackson Cutler was caught too far infield, and Barnes gets away from Bunce, and the easy try for the Parramatta fullback. As Jaden White adds the extra 2, it's 10 points to 0. 5.5 minutes gone in semi-final number 2. So we've seen some good comebacks over the last couple of nights. And this game is by no means over for the Warriors. Only 10 points behind. 2 bonus point tries would put them well and truly in the lead as they look to make their way out of their own half through Suliruka, who drives the legs well, takes 3 men to take him down.
to 10.
They go to Maxwell. He decides to go himself up into the contact. Just outside the Eels 30 for the Warriors. Final tackle, they go to Bunce. I'm not sure if Bunce got the memo. And that's an unfortunate end to the set for the Warriors. Bunce must have thought there was still an extra tackle remaining.
That's one. Move.
So not the half the Warriors would have been hoping for.
2 hands away. Held.
A couple of poor ends to the set. A penalty and a couple of tries.
He's held there. 3 hands off.
So Mitchell plays the ball just down underneath us. They go back centre field. They find White again getting his hands on the ball. This electric 5'8" really starting to get involved in the Eels system as Shelford puts the kick deep down to Damien Moana. He'll bring it back well, but Simons wraps him up. It was Shelford over the top. Bunce decides to go short side. Can't find his way. That's Shelford again. Back infield to Cutler. He slices through. Big Hail Mary pass out to Suliruka. Midfield, but he's hit hard and driven back by Thomas Wallace.
He's held there. 4.
So the Warriors not really looking threatening at all at the moment. As Bunce this time does get the kick away. Sends it down to Isaac Simons. Gets around Moana, but then taken down by Cutler.
He's held there. 2 on the keep going.
Inside ball, good hit by Suliruka, and they've come away with it here, the Warriors.
Held. That's 1. Move.
David Barner picks it up and they get some good field position. It was a great hit by Joshua Suliruka.
2.
I think it was on Attila Settendag as Moana goes straight through the middle.
3. Back with me.
Met front on by Barnes,
Up now.
but still inside the Eels red zone as they go again to the big prop forward.
4.
Suliruka takes it within about 6 metres. Corcoran at dummy half. They go back to Maxwell. Tataita Maxwell puts it high. Lot of Warriors players there. Damien Moana goes up, but he's come down with it. Tried to get his hands free. I think it was Isaac Simons who wrapped him up and prevents Moana from offloading to, I think it was Chance Bunce on his left shoulder.
He's held there. That's his second.
So it's Settendag who plays the ball. James takes it forward. The siren sounds, and at half time here at GIO Stadium, semi-final number 2, it's the Parramatta Eels up 10 points to 0. 9 minutes remaining until the grand finals. Welcome back wherever you are. Semi-final number 2 action live on SRL TV. Pre-season 9's action. It's the Eels 10 points to 0 up. Everything on the line for the Warriors as Bunce gets the second half underway, and William Jones brings it forward and sets things up for the Eels. So sensible rugby league is all they need right now. They've got a healthy 10-point buffer.
Held 2.
But anything can happen in the following 9 or so minutes as Settendag hitting a good tackle by Cutler. Gets a good quick play the ball though, and they find Jones on the burst off the right shoulder. So final tackle, good set to open the half by the Eels. They'll punch it down, and it's Damien Moana who will bring it back.
Right, here's tackle 1. He's held there.
Stop 25 metres out. The Warriors looking to start the second half
2. Held.
with a lift of intensity. The Eels, you'd have to say, are the more experienced of the two teams. The Warriors blooding 5 new rookies in this week's competition, but arguably those rookies have been some of the standout performances in round robin players. Moana, one of them, plays the ball on the 30 and bunts. Forced to kick on the 4th. Finds a bit of space in the backfield as well. It's Jaden White who comes away with it. Cutler meets him and tries to force him up over the sideline.
That's one. Move.
But he manages to stay in the field of play.
Hill. That's your second.
Play the ball by Wallace. They go centre field. 2 passes out to Settendag. Little second rower. Finds himself in a bit of space, but he's throwing the ball away. Ingo's come away with it. He's got support players with him. Tim James catches up with him. He decides not to use his support players. Daniel Ingo, has he blown an opportunity for the Warriors? Suliruka, only a couple of metres out, however. Corcoran, they go right. They find Cutler. They find Moana on the wing. And Moana goes over for the Warriors' first try. Ingo, a sigh of relief on his face. Bunce comes in, hits the post and goes over, so the Warriors bring it back to a 4-point ball game. But yeah, Daniel Ingo, not sure if he's been in that situation before. 60 metres out, no one in front of him. Had Bunce and Tataita Maxwell on his shoulders.
He's held there. Clear him.
But it didn't matter as Moana's gone in for the Warriors' first try. And they'll be looking to cause
Hands away.
some sort of mistake here early in the Eels set.
3.
And it's a good defensive set so far by the Warriors, pushing up on the Eels as they find themselves tackle 3. Tackle 4 now, still inside their own 30, so they'll be forced to kick deep within their half. They go back to White. And he finds a bit of space actually behind the Warriors line. It's JM's to bring it back. He winds up, finds himself a bit of space as well.
Release.
Good speed by the nuggety little winger. They go near side, inside ball, cut out pass. They find Cutler. Had Maxwell on his shoulder, decided to go himself, takes it down the tackle. So 40 out here for the Warriors, tackle 2. They go near side to Ems.
3 markers lock in. He's held there.
Under 5 minutes remaining in semi-final number 2. Suliruka straightens it up.
Move.
James and Wallace take him down, so 15 metres out here. Final tackle for the Warriors. Tataita Maxwell puts it high. It's going deep. Chased down by Moana. But James has come down, Barnes has come down with it and diffuses it well.
He's held there. Let him go. 1. Release.
4 points in this one. 10 points to 6 to the Parramatta Eels. One of these two sides will play the Broncos in the SRL pre-season 9s. As Simon sets it up on the far touchline. They go to James.
Get back, look at me. Hill.
20 metres out here, the Eels. Final tackle. James will play the ball. Wallace goes back to Shelford. He puts up the kick. Not a lot of depth to it. Come down by Moana. Finds himself in a bit of space. Damien Moana. He's got the speed. The rookie. He's got Barnes coming across. Or is it James? And James wraps him up in a great covering tackle. But the Warriors, numbers out wide. They find Maxwell. He straightens it up inside the Parramatta 10. Corcoran, they go right to Bunce. Bunce decides to spot a hole. It closes. Wallace takes him down. But an opportunity here for the Warriors. They go to Suliruka. Suliruka can't get over. Final tackle for the Warriors. Corcoran goes back to Maxwell. He's going to put it high towards the wing of Moana. Well, Moana goes up, and Moana dots down for his second try of the game. And the Warriors tied up with 10 points apiece. As Bunce comes in, a crucial kick, and he's pushed it to the right. So two contrasting halves were seen. Bunce gets the game back on the way.
That's one. Move.
We're locked up at 10 apiece. A little over 2 minutes remaining. But Damian Moana grabs himself a double after being 10 points behind the Warriors. Lock it up 10 apiece. It's Jaden White sending it down deep into the Warriors half, looking for the sideline. He can't get the angle right. Cutler's going to bring it back. It's a good return from the fullback. As they spread it back centre field, they find Bunce. The skipper makes a good break up through the middle. Just outside the Parramatta 30, Maxwell to Tyler. Maxwell has gone for the field goal. And the Warriors take the lead here at GIO Stadium. What a semi-final this has been. Plenty of time remaining, still a minute and 15 seconds. Barnes sets it up for the Eels. They go to Settendag. Taken down by Corcoran and Ingo on the halfway line. Wallace decides to go the short side to Jones. It's Bunce who wraps him up. But do the Eels go for the field goal to draw it again? As Mitchell goes through the middle. Great covering tackle by Jackson Cutler, but surely they go for field goal. With only 45 seconds remaining, no, it's Shelford who goes high. Out to the wing of Moana once again, and he comes away with it. The little winger.
One, release.
And it's the Warriors who have come from behind. Maxwell in the space from a good offload from Ingo. They go back to Corcoran's hot potato stuff here by the Warriors. Just needing to look after the ball. That's Barner up through the middle.
Hands away.
Final play coming. Corcoran to Bunce as the siren sounds. And it's the Warriors who will take on the Broncos in the grand final. They've taken out the Parramatta Eels with a superb second half comeback. 11 points to 10. Damian Moanga grabs a double. Tatida Maxwell gets the field goal. And it's the Warriors into the grand final. We will see you soon. So here we are, the final of the SRL pre-season nines, and listen to the crowd as the Warriors make their way onto the field. An electric atmosphere here at GIO Stadium for what is set to be an electric final, and Pete Veretto's got the hairdo to suit as he leads the Broncos out onto the field, unbeaten over the past 3 nights of competition, taking out the Warriors in the first round, 12 points to 0. But that is all forgotten about now. And these two teams full of superstars, it's Raymond versus Maxwell. Gronk versus Moana, and Pete Veretto against Jackson Cutler. We are set to get underway in the Season 2 SRL Preseason 9s as Levi Raymond sends it down deep, and it's the Warriors with the first possession of the game, and Joshua Suniruka just runs it straight into some big defence by the Broncos. Straight away they hand it off to their wingers. That's JMs who takes it up to the Warriors 40.
3 hands away.
I was down on the sideline before the game started and just talking to some of the crowd, and what a week of footy it has been here in Canberra. Set to get finished tonight as the Warriors take on the Broncos. Eames tries to get the ball away on the final tackle, and I think he's dropped it. He has. The referees handed it to the Broncos, so not the ideal start to the Warriors' first set.
Right, here's tackle 1.
David Hastings takes it forward,
2.
getting his hands on the ball early. The big prop forward. They send it wide to the skipper, Pete Veretto, in a bit of space.
3 markers lock in.
Wrapped up quickly by a couple of Warriors defenders. That was Barner and Corcoran. They go out wide to the far touchline to Sanderson. Marked well by Moana. Taken down again. He still looks to be suffering from some sort of hip injury, apparently it is. As they go down to Moana. He takes it safely underneath the high kick. There's the Warriors looking to make their way out of their own 20. Opening couple of minutes of this grand final. It's the second time the Warriors have been in the grand final here in the Simulation Rugby League. It's the first time the Broncos have felt finals fever. And they'll be forced to kick deep in their own half, the Warriors. It's Maxwell with the kicking duties. He finds Veretto, and straight away the big fullback forces his way inside the Warriors' half. So a good territorial opportunity here for the Broncos as they send it near side. Raymond's on the end of it. He's forced onto his back, and a good tackle by Maxwell. Plays the ball. They stay near side. They go to plays.
3 back with me.
Met hard by David Barner, and again Maxwell. David Hastings, who takes it forward after a flat pass. They're about 20 metres out here. Final tackle. They go back to plays. Decides to run it on the last, and he's taken down by Corcoran. Trying to catch the Warriors napping. Well, this is the grand final, and you'd have to expect that both teams will be well prepared as the Warriors try a little short side move, and Moana finding himself on the near touchline.
2 on the keep going.
His winger partner, Eames, plays dummy half. They go short to Corcoran. He drives the legs and takes it forward an extra couple of metres. Maxwell to Daniel Ingo. Gets the arms free and finds Maxwell back on his inside. Hastings a good tackle. Maxwell's got up slow this time. Back to Bunce. Sends it high and cross field into the corner of Sanderson. No one really in front of him. Cutler has to come across, and he wraps him up well. So a pretty even start both times as Allison looks to get the hands free, and it's come into contact with one of the Warriors players. Referee has restarted the tackle count, and Gronk cuts his way through the middle up over the halfway line for the Broncos. So tackle 1 inside the Warriors half. A fortuitous bounce, and Veretto has passed the ball forward here for the Broncos. So disappointing for the skipper. Not known for his long passing abilities. M's very close to this near touchline. Got to watch his feet. Cutler plays dummy half. They go to Maxwell. They find David Barner in a hole. David Barner, he'll be hard to stop. But Pete Veretto does a good job And they're a metre short here, the Warriors. Corcoran out wide to Daniel Ingo. Unmarked, and he crosses just to the right of the uprights for the Warriors. Big game player. Ingo goes in, and the Warriors take the early lead here in Canberra. As Bunce makes no mistake, adds the extra 2. So it's been a pretty even start, you'd have to say. The Warriors have probably looked the more dangerous of the two teams. Broncos will be looking for Jackson Ellison to get more involved, and he calls for the ball but goes to Veretto. He makes some good metres up through the middle. But Jackson Ellison has been the star player for the Broncos this week, as he does get the ball, but he hands it off to Jordan Ford, his second row or front row partner. They're inside the Warriors half here. They go to Ellison again, and Ellison makes one of his trademark breaks. Gets the pass out to Sanderson on the wing. Breaks the tackle of Moana. But it's number 4, Chance Bunce. Wraps him up, but they're into the Warriors' red zone here, the Broncos. Raymond puts the kick in, collected by Samuel Atchison, but he's been held up by some good Warriors defence, and they'll take it back. In fact, it's a handover. Final tackle of the set. The Warriors survive.
That's one. Move! He's held there.
So Ems plays the ball. They go inside to Moana. Again.
That's your second.
Picked up in the off-season in the second round of the draft by the Warriors. Damien Moana is to Tyler Maxwell, breaks through the middle, gets away from a sprawling Jackson Ellison. It's Veretto who covers well, but Maxwell gets a good quick play the ball, and Corcoran goes to a skipper, and Bunce sets it up centre field, 10 metres out for the Warriors, as Corcoran goes back to Moana, who shows off his kicking abilities, but Pete Veretto goes high, and it's going to be pretty hard to out-jump Pete Veretto, and he makes a break up through the middle, and it's Corcoran who has to cover with Cutler, who was already up in the attacking line from the kick.
That's your second.
So Sanderson plays the ball, plays dummy half. They find Jackson Ellison again, this running prop second rower. As we've seen this week, he can probably play any position imaginable. They go to Ford, up against his old club, the Warriors. Ford makes some good metres, so the Broncos only about 11 metres out. They force the kick, Blaze puts it high, but it's been taken down Bell by Cutler. And the Warriors survive another aerial onslaught from the Broncos. Another good run by Joshua Suliruka. They go one off to Barner. These big game players for the Warriors. Stepping up as Maxwell decides to kick early from inside his 40, looking for the touchline, and he's found it. Tyler Maxwell grabs a 40-20 for the Warriors with under a minute remaining in the first half. We're back underway as Corcoran gives it to Maxwell, wrapped up in a good two-man tackle led by Pete Veretto, but they're a metre out here, the Warriors, as Corcoran spreads it wide. He finds Barner on the left edge. He's wrapped up and thrown onto his back. Was Cooper Gronk, I think. Good strength shown by Gronk to hold up David Barner, but still 2 tackles remaining for the Warriors as Suliruka takes it forward again from the restart. 2 metres out, again Corcoran comes left side. They find Barner once again. Barner goes down and Barner comes up confident. The referee looks side to the touchline and awards the try, and the Warriors get their second just before the half-time siren. Difficult kick for Chance Bunce, but he makes no mistake. 12 points to 0. With only 1 play remaining. As the siren sounds, Bunce gets the game back underway. It's Justin Plays, takes it from the kickoff. Wrapped up well by Cutler, but the Warriors, half time here in the grand final, leading the Brisbane Broncos 12 points to 0. We'll be back after this short break. So Chance Bunce looking to get the second half underway. The Warriors, the 12 points to 0 lead, but will be well aware at where they were placed at half time in the semi-final against the Eels. Down 10 points to 0, and they came back to win that one. So they will not be easing off the throttle at all as Bunce gets the second half underway. And straight away, Levi Raymond goes in field and finds Jackson Ellison. Wasn't a great pass by Raymond. Ellison had to backtrack back into the in goal. And they've lost a little bit of momentum there, the Broncos, as they go to David Hastings to straighten things up. They come left side again to Ford. Ford's thrown it away. Ingo's intercepted the ball. Coming up quickly, Daniel Ingo. And the Warriors only 5 metres out. Numbers to the left. And they've gone to the skipper. And Bunce has gone in. And the opening minute of the second half. Chance Bunce. What a start for the Warriors. Have to say, an unforced error from Jordan Ford, throwing it away. Ingo coming away with the intercept. Bunce doesn't convert, but the Warriors 16 points to 0 after 10 and a half minutes. As he gets the game back underway, and the Broncos just looking a little bit shell-shocked at the moment.
Right, here's tackle one.
Arguably coming into this game as, I wouldn't say heavy favourites, but definitely
2 hands away.
TAB odds were favouring the Broncos. They look to just settle things down as Gronk goes through the middle, but again they've thrown it away. David Barner's come away with it.
One, release.
A little bit of space in front of him as well, and they're up to the 20 already. They go flat to Maxwell. The Warriors possibly looking to wrap it up if they can score here, surely. They go to Ems. They find David Barner. Met hard and a good tackle by David Hastings. Corcoran goes right. Maxwell to Bunce. The skipper straightening it up, setting it up 5 metres out, right under the uprights. Corcoran goes back to Maxwell, tries to put the little kick in, but loses it, and Atchison's come away with it. He makes his way up the field, and covered well, taken down by JMs on the halfway line. So desperation times now for the Broncos.
One, release.
Coming up, only 6 minutes remaining. Vereno gets a good inside ball from Raymond, but he's covered well by some good Warriors defence. They sling it wide to Sanderson, the big winger. Can't make any inroads, taken down by Maxwell. Atchison to Raymond, out to Gronk. He finds his way through the middle, shrugs off one and gets the offload to Ellison.
He's held there.
So 5 metres out here, the Broncos. If anywhere there's a time they need out of points, it's now as Plays puts the kick into the in goal. Moana collects it, but he's been trapped, and the Warriors will restart with a line dropout. And it's Bunce who sends it high down to the halfway line. Raymond brings it back, throws a dummy, but Maxwell had none of that. So they sling it infield again. They find Ellison.
2 hands away.
Hovering her in the middle. Looking to do one of his trademark bursts through the middle. Can't do so as Plays decides he'll go through the middle. Justin Plays almost over the line. Just inches short. Atchison decides to go left to Sanderson. He slings it in wide to Raymond. Great pass by Sanderson. Raymond lucky to hold on to it. And he was hitting the big tackle. So they come left to Sanderson. Sanderson offloads to Ellison. He'll be hard to stop. But a 2-man Warriors tackle wraps him up, holds it up, And it's a handover.
Held. Right, here's tackle one.
So it was the Broncos who showed immense defence in the semi-final against the Panthers.
Held. Two.
But the tables have turned and the Warriors,
Held.
looking for their first ever
Back to 10.
rugby league title. Bit of a mix-up between Ems and Corcoran, but Corcoran manages to regather. And they're going to kick from in their own half through bunts. They send it down to Cooper Gronk.
Run. Release. Held.
So under 4 minutes remaining here at GIO Stadium. What a week we've seen of SRL Rugby League.
He's held there. Two.
Footy at its finest. 8 superstar teams going head to head over 3 nights of action. And it's all coming down to this. It's the Warriors with a 16 points to 0 lead in the grand final. But it's the Broncos 10 metres out, looking to strike. They go right to plays. He puts it on the boot. Varino searching for it, hunting for it. But Barner is there. And he wraps it up, and there's no chance for a one-on-one strip.
2 hands away. He's held there. Clear him.
Ingo will play the ball. Corcoran out to Moana. Looks to shimmy his way through some tiring Broncos defence, but they're holding up well at the moment, forcing the Warriors to stay deep within their half. In fact, they're trapped inside their 20. On the final tackle, Corcoran's going to have to go back to Maxwell, who will be looking for a big kick. Sanderson was tracking back nicely, and he'll bring it back well, Sanderson, and he's gone straight through the middle, and Connor Sanderson will go in for a bonus point try for the Broncos. But is it a little bit too late? As the conversion will likely go over, they'll still need to score 2 more tries with a little over 2 minutes remaining. $16 points to 7. And they'll be looking to force an early error here on the Warriors, possibly even a short kickoff from Raymond. We'll wait and see. No, he decides to go deep. Bunce collects it and just tries to wrap it up as best as he can as 3 Broncos players look to force a mistake. They come centre field to Suliruka.
That's his second. He's held there.
Back to Barner from Corcoran again.
3 hands
Just
off.
trying to play it safe here, the Warriors. Possibly even looking to kick on the third. No, they spread it wide to Cutler. He makes his way through the middle up to the halfway line, the fullback.
Move.
So the Warriors not going to let this one slip away. It's Moana. Sends it down to the wing of the try scorer, Connor Sanderson. He'll look to bring it back, but the chase is good by the outside backs for the Warriors, led by David Barner. Allison makes a good break, slings it in field to plays.
Get up.
But the clock is ticking down. It's the Warriors have given away a penalty here. Not what they wanted to do. Raymond will find the sideline around about the halfway line. So who do they go to? Needing to score in the next play or two, you'd have to say. Ford's going to set it up centre field. So they've got options left and right. They've got numbers to the right if they want it. But they come near side. They find Allison hovering out on this near wing. He'll play the ball. Sanderson plays dummy half. They find Raymond in the middle. Raymond makes a good charge up through the middle. Tackle had to be made, and it was Cutler coming across. They come right to Ford. Jordan Ford looking to go over. Jordan Ford must be just inches short of the line. They go back to plays on the final tackle. Puts the kick in, but the chasers weren't really ready. Barner comes away with it, and that will be the end of it. The Warriors will wrap up Season 2 SRL Pre-Season 9s after the heartbreak of the Premiership last year. It's the Warriors who will be crowned Season 2 champions as Bunce decides to put a little chip kick in. The siren sounds. Pete Barretto's been taken down, but well done to the Auckland Warriors, Season 2 SRL 9s champions, taking out the Broncos 16 points to 7 in the grand final. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage over the last couple of nights here from GIO Stadium. Well done to the Warriors. And we hope you are ready for an exciting Season 2 of the SRL Premiership set to get underway next Monday night. But that's all from us. Thanks for having me. I've enjoyed commentating the last couple of nights, and we'll talk to you soon.